Well, I think at this stage we can say the shed is done. We have the new gate shutting off that area where the filters are. Got to find a lock for that. We have the enclosure around the genset completed. So notice that bit of pipe up the top there before. That's obviously there to direct the rain to go one way or the other rather than over the fence. Interesting. Yeah, so there's just a bit of clean up to do outside now. And as I said, more locks. Aiming to get key to lock set, because there's 4 locks needed for this enclosure and the gate near the front. Want to get some more locks also to put on those lids on top. Yeah, about to show you a bit of video which if you're at all squeamish, I advise you to fast forward through. I refer to stepping now for a concrete to a lower level and tripping over something. I was standing in that bit there, stepping out to here, and it wasn't pretty. So yeah, fast forward for a bit. Yeah, well, last Friday I had a bit of a tumble, and this is the worst of the damage. I've got a few bruises, scrapes elsewhere, but that's my right shin, and yeah, it hurts a bit still, being what, Tuesday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so 4 days later. So what you see there is all sorts of treatments on it. There was a disinfectant treatment that Jabita sprayed on, and then there was some ointment that she'd had previously for dealing with wounds, and then there's betadine, which accounts for the colour around it. It's not bruising, it's betadine. That yeah, it still hurts a bit. I think overall I was lucky I didn't break that shin. So yeah, but I fell over. Wow. I was stepping down a level from some concrete, and there was a raised bit between where I was standing and where I was stepping to, and I tripped over that. So I ended up with my feet above my head, landed on my camera and dropped my mobile phone along the way, and thought, oh, they'll both be destroyed. Both of them unscathed, I think, which is pretty remarkable. But yeah, so Jabita of course says, careful. Well, yeah, as we all know, saying careful after the event doesn't really do much. But yeah, so that's my war wounds at the moment. Sorry about that, but I figure I've got to document these things. Yeah, so this was my first attempt at designing a shed. I think I didn't screw it up. Haven't got our fuel tank for sitting up there yet. Haven't built the shelves for in those yet, but I plan to use those old wardrobe doors and repurpose those. Got my service pit here. Got my crane up there, although I've got to reattach that chain onto the cross trolley that fell off, so I'll get that ladder out sometime. Yeah, I think it's a pretty damn good shed. Pity it's too hot to stay over here for long. I do have fans, but if you move away from in front of them, it's not so good anymore. I've put up my signs telling people that yeah, don't smoke in here. So I've got one up there, I've got one at this end, and I've got one at each door. Yeah, so as I said, I'll use those doors there and make some shelves in these lockup enclosures once I've emptied all the stuff out, and probably for some of the framing I'll recycle some of that packaging material from the solar gear before somebody fancies it and makes off with it. But yeah, it's hot, so I'm going to do a limited amount at a time. People are coming over here now and filling these water bottles. Later refer to them here as gallons. Yeah, okay. That's just their name for them, just like air is water and solar is diesel. Yeah, okay. So that's a gallon. Yeah, so the water that comes out of this hose is as good as anything they're going to get anywhere else, because it's rainwater that's been put through a polymer filter, a carbon block filter, and the UV sterilizer. So it's pretty good water, and we've still got plenty of litres there in the tanks to let them use a bit, no problem. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for the shed. The construction guys, they're doing a bit more metal work over there, but that's now for project for Dadang's house apparently. So I think they're off my payroll now. Woohoo, finally. So my aim was to take possession back of my shed, but since they're still working here, they're still putting stuff in here, and yeah, so I don't have possession of my shed yet fully, but that'll come. So yeah, that's the end of the shed series, I think. There will be other smaller tasks done in addition to the shelving. A fuel storage tank for up there. I will be getting some more cameras that are visible for my DVR system over in the house, so IP security cameras. So there'll be one, I think not that end, I think probably on the middle of those three beams up there, looking back towards me here. So that'll cover the doorway. Actually, it might even be on the far beam. That'll cover the doorway and whatever's going on in this area. There'll be one up here aimed towards that doorway. I think that's the way to do it. So that'll be out of reach, whereas if I put one in the alcove there, pointing back this way, it's too easy for somebody to grab it. Yeah, that's two. May get more. I think I can handle two more with my, in addition to that, with my DVR at home. But yeah, next trick is to bring some poison over to deal with sparrows that get in. Either the mesh is not small enough in the bird mesh that's at the ends, as he says. So if we look up there somewhere, we should be able to find the bird mesh. Yeah, too hard, okay. But it's the same mesh as up here, and sparrows getting in. I don't know whether there's gaps around the end of it or whether that mesh is not small enough, but I want to deal with the ones that get in, because I was over here the other day and in all of the area in here, one chose to be sitting above me and crapped on my arm, and I thought, okay, that was targeted. There's no way that was by chance. So yeah, I'm a bit vindictive, a bugger. I'm going to make sure that they don't get to do that too often. Yeah, so I think there's enough to make a video and do an upload saying shed is done. apart from fiddling around the edges. In other news, Dadang and City are proud new parents of Ahmad. And there she is. So, new son. So, Jabaida's a grandmother again. So it's all good. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear machinery in the distance. Apparently a lot of work's been done on the toll road. I really must walk down there again someday, but I might wait until my leg doesn't hurt.